Good morning. Good to see you here this morning. Good to be back from our trip to Arkansas. The weather was really nice. No humidity, very little humidity. It was nice. And then we came back to the humidity and walked right into it. In fact, believe it or not, one of the things that you don't really think about the humidity as much because you're sort of kind of semi-used to it, and the fact that it's just like, it's there. But when we went to Africa and the Middle East, one of the things we did is we had to get out in the Middle East, and go to the hotel. And it was like 120, 130 degrees, something like that. I mean, it was hot. But we then flew from there back to Baton Rouge and walked out of the airport in Baton Rouge, and it was like walking into a wall. Because I was like, man, it's hotter here because of the humidity. But hey, they say humidity keeps your pores open and makes you look young and beautiful. And so we could be thankful for that, right? All right. Appreciate Scott filling in for us last week while we were out. And a few announcements for you to be aware of as we begin our time together this morning of worship. This afternoon, right after the service, the Finance Committee has a brief meeting, so please stick around for that. And then we have a business meeting Wednesday night. We will have our adults at 6, our children at 6, but there won't be any youth since they'll be leaving Monday to go to camp. So be praying for them as they are gone Monday through Thursday. So be praying for them and keep that in mind. As we begin our worship time together, we want to begin by giving another update testimony from Germany. And Christine's going to do that. And then following that, Kenny will come and lead us in our Truth for Worship.
Okay, so I told the team, you have 2 minutes, 2-minute testimonials about Germany. And I'm going to try really hard to keep to that 2 minutes. But so if this is the first time you're hearing about Germany, the things that you need to know is we went to a city called Cologne, Germany. It was a small team of us. We went and saw Will and Caroline, who are from here. And of course, their 2 kids, Eleanor and Titus. So when we first started talking about Germany, truth be told, I struggled with the idea of going to Germany because I didn't want it to just be a vacation, because that's what it kind of started to think, or that was the mindset that I started thinking of. I've never been in Germany. Let's go to Germany. So that's a true confession right there. And I was also wondering about finances, because having 2 people to send, because my husband, West, who's in the back if you don't know him, he's the bearded man in the picture. So to have to pay for 2 people, 2 flights, 1 hotel cost, but 2 mouths to feed over there. It was a lot financially. We were trying to figure out. So that was a worry. But also just longing to be there with Will and Caroline and with their family. I knew we would go and see things and see the country and see the city. I knew we would do prayer walking. So even all the way traveling there and getting there, God and I wrestled back and forth of, what am I doing here? Why are we here? What is this? So learned real quick the understanding of a difference between a mission trip versus a vision trip. And this was definitely a vision trip. Let's go and see what our friends and family are doing across the seas and see how we can support them. This was definitely a supportive trip for Will and Caroline and their family. And they said it multiple times of like, hey, this fills our bucket. This fills our bucket. Just having familiar people here to see what we're doing in Germany, to know and to learn what the culture is like and what the people are like, to bring more people back the next time. So we didn't go to a place where we were without air conditioning and hot all the time. We didn't go to a place where we were losing electricity left and right like we did in Africa, where we would be struggling with that. We didn't go to a place that had a lot of physical needs. A lot of their physical needs had been met. They have electricity. We're drinking water straight from the faucet. Never been on a mission trip that we were able to do that, right? Haiti, you had to be careful with what you were drinking. Africa, you had to be careful with what you were drinking. So this is a very different kind of trip. And yes, we went and saw the city, and we saw beautiful places, and we heard so many languages. The diversity within their church